Thanks for joining, buddy.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Man, one of the things I really like to kind of do is just kind of give you a rundown of how we're going to do the show. I always set it 15 minutes over just in case we run over, because sometimes we do, and that way that live don't just drop out. But I've got a few like general questions that I'll ask you along your career in music and things of that nature, and then I'll go into a little bit of experience and background, and then we'll play some songs in between. But what I like to really do to fire it off, man, is I like you guys to start off with a song, man. Your pick, your time, your show. This is about you. If I get to talking too much, just tell me to shut up.
I'll do one of the ones I wrote stuff when I was in a really, really tough spot, and was kind of deciding whether I should make that final decision and pull the trigger or not. And I'll let you kind of infer what that means, because I don't want to really go into it too much on TikTok, 'cause it's not exactly friendly, but this one's called This Day in Time. Waking up wishing I did it, acting okay knowing it isn't, but words get harder and harder to say. Being told I could have but couldn't, saying I would know and I wouldn't find a single reason to stay. Still feels like I've already turned that page. But this day and time weighs heavy on my mind. There ain't no point in hanging around. There's no such thing as safe and sound anymore. I'm down to my last breath, crawling along with what little I got left. To y'all it might look like I'm doing well, but the truth is I damn it all straight to hell. This day and time. I smoke and drink knowing it's killing me, but nowadays I'm doing it willingly to find a way to get away from it all. But the higher I fly, the further I fall. Such thing as safe and sound anymore. I'm down to my last breath, crawling along with what little I got left. Y'all, it might look like I'm doing well, but the truth is I damn it all straight to hell. This day and time. This day and time. The world's getting warmer while hell is freezing. My prayers like biggest day in town.
Man, what a beautiful piece, bro. Yeah, that's that's one of those that can hit you right here real quick, man. uh we'll get into that a little bit later though when we kind of start talking, writing and stuff like that, because there's one thing that stands out to me with you, and we've discussed it. So but what made you want to be a musician, man? What made you get into it?
Like I never really like thought I could do it for a career. Like it was just a hobby. It started out my grandpa always like played guitar. Like he was in a band in like the 60s, and until like a little like work accident where he had like the tips of his fingers cut off, and like he used to make pipe for a living, like conduit and
Okay.
PVC kind of sort of stuff.
Right.
And he had his fingers sucked into one of the machines, and he had the tips of his fingers cut off, and he kind of lost a lot of his ability there. But he taught me kind of what to do, and kind of like just little things that he learned over the years that he couldn't do anymore, but still found a way to teach me. And then I learned a couple songs from him, and then I took it myself and learned from YouTube and pretty much anywhere I could find information, whether it was friends or musicians around home that play guitar. I learned as much as I possibly could from them. And my dad played in a cover band, and I'd get up on stage with him and stuff once I got good enough. And eventually I realized, I'm like, I guess I'm good at this, because I mean, people really like gravitate towards me and me doing covers. And that's when I started YouTube, probably after I graduated high school, and like I was probably like 19. I was 18 when I graduated high school, and then I like just kind of messed around, played different shows and stuff with the acoustic sets with my dad. And eventually I started uploading to YouTube and did that for 2 years, never really gained too much traction, and then moved over to TikTok. Wrote one of my first songs called Don't Shut the Door and uploaded it, and boom, it just absolutely blew up, and here I am.
Right. It's funny how TikTok does that, man, because even with me in this show, like I take all the full length interviews and I put it on YouTube. But it really right now it's a convenience thing for those who didn't get to catch the show. They can go there and watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But the algorithm on Facebook and YouTube is so like you almost have to have somebody doing it for you. Like it's
really
it's crazy.
Algorithm, right?
Yeah, definitely. So the guitar is the only instrument you play, or do you play others?
Yeah, I messed around with piano a little bit, but I don't know any chords. I just know a couple like single note little jingles and
I got you.
Stuff there. But like I never really gravitated towards anything but guitar, and it's just that's all I do. I'm obsessed with it.
That's okay, man. That's really cool. I just you hear, I've been around in music like my whole life, and most of the time people will tell you if you can play one stringed instrument, you can play the rest. There's just a kind of a few chord differences that you got to know, but they say that once you learn one, you can pretty much play the rest of them. So how's my microphone? Is it still okay?
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I put a mark on there trying to remember where it was at. I'll get it down. I'm gonna get all new equipment one of these days. I'm sure. I'm using some old school stuff. Do you have any? I mean, outside of music, do you have any other hobbies, interest, or is music just it, man? Like that's your hobby, that's your passion now, or?
Pretty much, but I mean, I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. That's something not many people know. Like I'm a huge nerd. Like whether it's Marvel, DC, Star Wars, like I'm a complete nerd.
I think that's your generation, dude. Because my son is the same way, dude. I'm a lot older than I look. I've got a 24-year-old son, so like his generation and like I don't know how old you are, but I know you're probably not much older than that.
I'm only 26.
Yeah, see, so like y'all's generation, like he's into that stuff too, like the funk pops and all that stuff. Like he's into like Star Wars and wrestling and all kinds of stuff.
Daddy says, and I love thrifting, which is true. I
Yeah,
love going.
like thrift stores. Yeah, dude, I love thrift stores. My wife and I, like, if we travel, we make sure that we find thrift stores wherever we're at. Like, and I've got some really
this
good
whole outfit
deals.
I'm wearing, besides the hat, I found at a thrift store. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
underwear and all.
That's a little bit too much information, but hey, it works. It works.
I just figured I'd toss the information out there to do with it what you want.
That's great. Hey, it keeps the show fun, man. I appreciate it. That's great. That's awesome, man. So what's your least favorite part about being a musician to date? Yeah, you're still kind of young. I get it, but there's got to be those periods where, like, man, I really hate this part of doing this.
Like, I think the worst part is the whole, like, you go into a live just to hang out and, like, everybody wants you to sing. They don't want you to just sit there and talk. It's just the whole dance monkey dance kind of thing. It's like once they know you're a singer, that's all they want you to do. They don't want you to sit there and hang out and chat. They're just like, sing, 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 sing. Come on, come on, come on, come on.
I'll be honest with you, man. It's just us talking. That's why I started this, because I watched it day after day after day, man. And you guys just weren't. It was exactly like you thought. It was like a dog and pony show, right? And I'm like, these guys need an avenue. These musicians, and my heart is for musicians. It always has been. I told you a little bit of my story and how I got in the music industry and how long I've been involved in it and the breaks I've taken from it and that. But it just you guys, I just have a passion for artists, especially the young, hungry ones that are new. I've always been a sucker for the underdogs, 100%. Matter of fact, one of the radio shows I used to be involved in was called The Underdog Show.
Heck yeah.
So it was kind of like, and it was all local musicians, and all we did was just push their music, and so it was I just watching this day in and day out, not to make this about me or the show or anything, but just kind of let everybody know that this is how I came up with this, is because I watched it day in and day out, and I'm like, there's got to be something better, right? And I'm looking at my DJ equipment, and I'm like, okay, I can do this. Like these guys need somebody that, one, knows the industry, two, gives them their time. You get almost an hour to just talk about you, right? So I'm going to stop talking about me now, and we're going to move forward. So, yeah. So your least favorite is the dog and pony shows on their social media.
Yeah, like, I love singing, but it's just like I want to hang out sometimes and, like, not sing, just chat with friends, and it's just always that old dance, dance, dance.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to figure out, as an artist and having personal time on your social medias, you got to find out where that line is, right? Because there is a fine line. And I'll be honest with you, just between us and everybody in here right now, the bigger you get, the harder that's going to be. Like, there's going to be a time where you're probably going to have to just completely shut your personal social media off from the world. Like, it just happens because you won't have a life. People will be bugging you all the time, man. You want to play another song for us?
Yeah, I can.
All right.
I'm gonna do another one that really means a lot to me. This I wrote. It's pretty much my life story in a shoebox. It's called "Home Ain't Home." Don't talk to the friends that I used to. They cut me off for living how I wanted to. They didn't want me when I was broken out of a home. Now they want to come crawling back when I'm doing good on my own. Don't say much to the family anymore. They've always blamed me more than they gave me credit for. I just started talking to my dear old dad again, but it's only a matter of time till I disappoint him. 'Cause you only get the sense of what you have the moment it's gone, but you make the best of what you're given growing up in a broken home. Since the age of 9 I lost track of time. I was made a man before I ever became a man. I do what I can when a home ain't home no more. Grandma died, it's almost been 3 years, but I wasted time while she was still here. We hated each other the last years of her life, but I never got the chance to say goodbye. And I know why. I want to, but I'm afraid to run to alcohol. I've seen what it does, yeah man, it takes your all. But this old guitar gets me over my pain. I'm standing out here crying in the rain, wishing I could have swallowed my pride. Turns out life can be one hell of a ride. 'Cause you only get the sense of what you have the moment it's gone, but you make the best of what you're given growing up in a broken home. Since the age of 9 I lost track of time. I was made a man before I ever became a man. I still do what I can when home ain't home no more.
Thank you, brother. Man, that was great. That's great. I'm telling you, man, we've talked about this a little bit before, but if you're writing songs that good, and even your EP that you have released at 26, I am excited to see where you're at 36, man. Like your writing abilities and the way that you just can relate to your music, that's a personal thing to you. And there's things in there that other people, I related to some of that, man. I was like, wow. Like, so just whatever you're doing, just keep doing that, bro, because that's gonna do nothing but get better. And I'm excited, dude. I really am. I can't wait to see where you're at 5 years from now, man. If you're already writing that caliber of music, right? Um, and I told you before, that's my biggest impression of you. Like, and it wasn't at first. I'm gonna go ahead and tell this story. Like, I'm sitting there, like the first time we met, and I listened to your release song, "Don't Shut the Door," and I'm sitting there going, I'm like, man, this is deep. Like I'm sitting there, like literally, I'm not going to get graphic. I'm laying in the bathtub with my wife, and I'm listening to this thing, right? And I'm like, this is deep. Like this has got to be personal. And I asked you, I reached out to you immediately. I'm like, what's the nuts and bolts behind this, man? Tell feed the story to me, man. Like I want to know, like, because it sounded like it grabbed hold of you, like it was really meaty and personal, right? And you say like it's all fictional, and I'm like mind blown, because to be able to grab people like that most of the time, it's usually personal, it's usually deep, something coming deep in your soul, man. And the fact that you were able to write and write songs of music that people can relate to without it being a personal experience, man, that's where I'm at. Like I'm like, you're 26 years old, dude. I can't wait another 5 years. Like it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna
Um,
be insane. I mean, I'm getting better every day, every minute.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So
You know how
tell me,
tight the music community is on TikToks. I mean, I'm hanging around a lot of people that are way better than me. I
right,
mean,
right, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I can agree with that. I mean, you're hanging out with some people that may be better than you, but you've also hanging out with some people that you're not far off, or maybe even have already passed their caliber of musician.
I prefer to be the
Uh,
least talented one in the room. I mean, if I'm the most talented one, like I don't learn as much, and I can't like I'll sit down. You can learn from absolutely anybody. It doesn't matter
yeah.
if they're more talented than you, less talented, but
Oh,
like
absolutely.
I just always prefer to be the least talented one in the room, because if I can learn from everybody in those boxes, or whether it's TikTok boxes or just like
Dude, one of
a
my best
writer's
friends is
room or
younger than
whatever,
me, and I
doesn't
learn
matter.
from that guy all the time. So I get it. That's the youth side of you. You're hungry, you want the knowledge, you want to learn. I get that. But me on the experience side of things, and I'm looking at a bird's eye view, I can tell you that some of the people you're hanging out with, you've probably already passed them, just haven't realized it yet. Like you're just your abilities to play at the age that you're at right now, you're going to do nothing but get better.
And I'll never say I'm better than anybody. I don't care who
No,
you
no,
are.
I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like
Oh,
that.
I know.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
just making the statement. I'm too humble. I don't know. It's just I
I get that, and that's a
yeah.
good quality to have, and keep that, please. I didn't mean it as it better in them,
Oh,
as
it is.
I'm just saying your caliber of music and your writing abilities and your singing is it's there, man. Like you just it's there. That's all I can really say at this point. Um, but yeah, no, I don't. I mean, as far as being a person and being, yeah, I get that. But I also see the young side of you and the knowledge, and you want it. You're hungry for it. You want to be fed. You want to learn as much as you can, and that's great. That's awesome. Keep that mentality, because you can always learn, and you can even learn from those that are younger than you. I do all the time. I said my best friend. I learn from him all the time. Matter of fact, he's probably one of the ones that's actually pulled me out of some ruts that I've been in my life. So, uh, yeah, just keep it up, man. Keep it up. But I mean, speaking of other artists and musicians, though, I mean, like, what musicians inspire you, and like, what qualities do you admire about them? Like, why do they inspire you?
I mean, I grew up on listening to a lot of different people. Like I'm not one of those who just listens to one genre and is happy. Like I'll listen to rap, rock, metal, country rock. Like I don't really care what it is. There's not much I won't listen to. It's like I'm a huge Nickelback fan. Like Breaking Benjamin, I Prevail, 3 Days Grace, Three Doors Down, like bands like that. I always listen to, but then I also like I'm huge into like Brantley Gilbert and Jason Aldean, and Luke Combs is one of my big influences for sure. Like I when he first came out and started to blow up, like I went to one of when he opened up for Brantley Gilbert in Pennsylvania back in I think it was like 2017. And like that's where I really became a fan of him. Like I didn't really know too much of who he was until after that show, and then it's just I started learning all his songs, and like I got to know his songwriting style and like his just a lot of his kind of style where I could pick from an album what the singles were going to be.
I can see that. Now that you say it, I can see it. Like I'm sitting there going, okay, there is a little bit of Luke in there. Yeah, yeah, I can see that for sure, for sure. I love Luke Combs. I hope one day I get a chance to meet. He's one person in Nashville I would love to meet.
Oh, for sure.
So, but
Same
yeah,
with like
he's
Jelly Roll. Like I'd love to meet him and Bunny. They seem like they'd be so cool
oh
to hang
man,
out
they're like oh yeah. It, I'd like to be on Jelly Roll's tour bus, man. Come on.
with. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, so I'm a man of faith, right? I mean, we've talked about that a little bit, but Jelly Roll is too, man. And I would really love to just chop it up with him about Jesus, man. Like, I seriously like his views on Jesus are a lot like mine, man. And so I could definitely chop it up with him for sure. That would be cool. That would be cool. Um, so let's talk collaboration a little bit. Like, if you could collaborate with one artist right now, who would it be? Like, who's your ultimate collaboration?
Ultimate collaboration. Hmm.
Let me back up a minute. Let me back it up, and then we'll go back into that one. But this is still kind of collaboration. Let's back it up into how important is collaboration to you? Like, is it even something that you feel is important in this state in your career?
I mean, it's important at any stage in any music industry career. I mean, like working with others, like whether it's songwriting together, learning from like different managers and different stuff, learning your craft. I mean, it's really important. Like collaboration just is part of the industry. It's at the heart of the industry. Like you
Yeah,
can't do anything alone.
yeah. It's good that you know that this young into it. It is because it is important,
And that's
and
what I'm still getting used to too. Like
yeah,
I've always done songwriting myself and written all my songs myself. And now that my girlfriend has been writing with me, I'm learning to take others' ideas and work with them. Like
yeah,
I'm very, very picky. That's
yeah.
one thing she will always say. Like she wants to rip my head off about it all the time, but I'm very picky about my wording, how it fits the cadence,
Yeah,
that whole thing.
absolutely.
If it
And,
if
and
I'm not
as you should be, right? Because your style better than anybody else, right?
yeah.
So I mean, you should be, but it is, but on the flip side of that, it's like, especially if it's one of your songs and you're collaborating with somebody else, you're like, this is my song, right? And that's kind of hard to get out of that mentality of, I don't want somebody changing my song. That's my song.
Yeah.
But I love what you and Danny got going on with the whole collabing together, and that's great that you have a partner you can do that with. It really is. So
Yeah,
I
I'm
hope you
so
guys hold
thankful
on to
for it.
that for sure. Um, Now we'll go back into who would be your ultimate collaboration.
I mean, I think I have like two that I'd really love. Jacob Bryant is one of my influences for sure. He's written with like Brantley Gilbert and Josh Phillips, the same guy who wrote Dirt Cheap for Kojo. And like I'd love to write with him. That'd be the more realistic thing right now in my stage of my career. But like one of my dream collaborations probably be Luke Combs because I mean that'd be awesome. Like kind of like Hurricane was the first song I ever played live in front of people before I got over like right as I got over my stage fright. Like right as I started playing live, like Hurricane was the first song I ever played in front of people at a show. So like that'll always hold a special place in my heart, and a lot of his music will. So I mean that'd be a dream collab for sure.
That's pretty cool, man. That would be cool. That would be cool for sure. And hey, just keep holding on to that and believing in it, man. You never know, it might happen. Um,
Yeah, I covered "Tell Me" by Jacob Bryant, and he commented and told me to cut it. So like I reached out to his like publisher and that whole thing, and nothing came of it. But just to have that, like where he wanted me to cut one of his songs, like a guy that I'm a huge fan of and have been for a while, he wanted me to cut one of his songs. Like
that's pretty cool.
that's insane.
That is really cool, man. That's awesome. But that just tells you the caliber of artist he is, because it was kind of the same thing with Cecil Halsey, my first interview. That dude, like, he does Something in Orange by Zach Bryan, and I told him straight up, I'm like, bro, I would put you toe to toe with Zach, and I'm an Okie, so Zach's my dude, like,
Yeah.
so yeah, uh, but I would definitely, that would be something to see, is those two going at it. So maybe one day you could perform with your favorite, man. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Um, I had to put my questions down here just for a second here. So like describe. I don't know if I really want to ask that one yet. That was really more for. Which skills have you gained that's helped you perform effectively as a musician? Like, I know you've talked a lot about working with other artists and being around other artists to learn from, but like, what's your favorite? Like, what skills do you feel like you've gained by that's helped you perform effectively?
Definitely like reading the energy of a room, like knowing what song to play kind of at what time. Like even if you have to go completely off the set list, like if you can read the energy in a room, whether it's a bar or whether
Yeah,
um like it's a family function or cookout or something like that,
yeah.
you learn to kind of know and read the room, what
Body
people kind
language,
of,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. You start seeing people socialize and not paying attention, or
Yeah,
yeah,
so that's
yeah,
when
just
you
reading the
gotta
room.
pick
Yeah,
up the pace a little bit.
yeah.
My
That's
dad
good.
taught me that a lot. I mean, I used to feed off of his energy. He was always the crowd pleaser. Like he always would kind of like jump up and make jokes and that whole thing. I'd feed off of his energy until I learned how to kind of create my own.
You've had a lot of influences in your life at a young age that I feel like has matured you musically more than like somebody else your age that's really trying to get their career going. It's
I mean, I've matured a lot and really, really quick. I've kind of been forced to throughout my life for a lot of reasons that we'd have to take like 4 or 5 hours of this interview to get
yeah, like it was just an all day show. Red Dirt Disciple all day. Let's go.
My life has been HE double hockey sticks, so that's what I'll leave it at.
Well, hopefully that'll change for you pretty soon, because you're very talented and you've got a lot of people behind you that believe in you. And the number one is Danny herself, right? I mean, that girl, I can tell, just is head over heels in truly has so much faith in you. Like I can see it, just the way you guys act together and you work together and you write together, and so yeah, that's cool, man. I love it. I'm happy for you on that aspect, and I have a feeling things are going to turn around for you. I really do, really do.
It's looking that way. I mean, I go for American Idol and for the celebrity auditions in December, so I mean, I'm really looking forward to that and
So I know there's
hoping
like
that.
some strict rules. I mean, can you talk about that?
I
Can
didn't sign an NDA, so pretty much anything I can talk about as far as
I mean, so I mean, I know like on The Voice, like they're like you have to have a manager. So like it was it the same way with American Idol?
I'm not sure if it's for anybody else. Like I was recruited by American Idol themselves, the producers and kind of the recruiters and stuff. So I don't know if that works any differently for people that kind of just walk on.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't have don't have a manager. Still don't. Danny kind of does that does that job. She kind of self appointed herself. But
Well,
she does
but
a
that's
lot of.
good though, because even if you are
Mhm.
required to have one, you can show that you have one, right?
Yeah,
So
we just don't have like it's not legal like paperwork wise, but like she's pretty much my manager at this point.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
there's this
that's pretty cool,
man.
man.
Yeah,
I'm
you
looking
don't.
forward to it, man. I hope you get it, and I'm gonna, I'll be like, yeah, that's my dude right there. So I'll be rooting you on, you know that. So
Yeah, Daddy, you are my manager.
hey, check it out though. To just tell him like, hey, there's this dude that does this podcast, and he interviewed me, and you're gonna need to send him a plane ticket because he's like he needs to be here with me. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, bro. I'll watch from a distance, but I will be watching, and I will be rooting you on for sure. So, so I don't know enough about this as far as to like because we've talked, but we haven't really talked a lot. Like we we just met really just a few weeks ago, right? So, but have you done some performances like recently?
I haven't in a very long time besides TikTok. I mean, it's probably been 5 years since I've been on like a real stage.
So to
Well,
date,
no,
what's your
not really. I had one show in February and stuff down in Louisiana, but that was the last show I had played in like the past 5 years.
so to date, what's your favorite performance? I mean,
To date, I don't really know. I mean, there's like every show kind of has its own perks. Like I couldn't really say I have a favorite. I mean, my favorite place to play was my dad's friends would always have like a mud bog every year with big old jacked up trucks and
yeah,
track
now you're
tires.
talking my language. I'm an
The whole
off-roader.
thing. Yeah, I used to go to that. And my dad's cover band would always play there every year, and I'd get up on stage and play with them. Like our stage was literally a flatbed trailer,
Yep.
and then they put the drums up on scaffolding, like construction
Yep.
scaffolding.
Yeah.
So like the bottom of the kick drum was head level. So like
Yeah.
it was
Been there,
jerry-rigged,
seen those.
but it worked.
Been there,
And
seen
singing on
those.
stage with Treaty Oak was absolutely amazing. Like that was insane. I worked with them for 2 months and stuff before some stuff went down and we had to part ways. But yeah, I got to sing with them and work with them, and it was really really awesome. I'm more than thankful for that experience.
That's pretty cool. You should probably like. I mean, would you do that again?
Oh, absolutely.
You should hit up like you should totally hit up like the Lax and hang on just a second. Moonshine Bandits, all those guys. Like that's their crowd, like those off-road parks and stuff like that. I mean, they're wild. Like
I just found Shotgun Shane on TikTok. Like he started to do TikTok now, which is
oh yeah.
yeah. I never
I'm gonna have-
expected him to be
You,
like a
you know what I'm
TikTok.
going to be doing when we get off here, right? I'm going to be like, that's great, man. That's great.
Yeah, I saw him doing box battles the other night. I'm like, holy crap, it's Shotgun Shane.
Yeah, that's funny, man. That's funny. I'm a lot like you too. I'm very diverse in my music. I mean, I tend to gravitate more towards acoustic country stuff like that. That's kind of like the root of my heart, right? But I'm open. I love all genres. My playlist is crazy. And I think that's just the generation I grew up in, like Generation X, right? So we were so many different styles of music changed during our generation that it was just made us. Most Generation Xers are very diverse in their music.
I was born in 98, so I mean, I was born in like a nexus of like 80s, 70s, 80s, anything
You were
before
raised
that.
by Generation X.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
just like all their music I've been influenced by, like whether it's like 80s pop or hair metal or
Right.
like I love that sort of stuff. My mom ingrained that into me. And then my
That's
dad
great,
was
man.
always the outlaw country with like Hank Williams Jr.
Yeah.
and Confederate Railroad and
Yeah. Hey, it's bringing back some memories now.
uh-huh.
Either that or you're making me feel old. I don't know. One of the two. It's crazy. It's no big secret, man. I don't look it, but I'm 48, bro. I'm
there
up
ain't
there.
no freaking way.
Yeah. I'm just genetics, man. I'm Scottish, and the men in my family have always just aged very slowly. My dad's 81 years old, and he's still out doing construction, bro. like
Oh, wow.
not even kidding you, man. Like we are like my bloodline is die hard. So I don't know if it's the Scottish blood or what, but it's definitely die hard.
That's what I tease my girlfriend Danny about, because she's 13, 14 years older than I am, and I keep telling her she's gonna age like fine wine, and I'm just gonna age like milk. I'm gonna curdle.
That's funny, man. So I thought I switched questions here. I had one other question I really wanted to ask you. So while I'm looking for it, why don't you go ahead and give us another song?
All right. I'm gonna do one that I wrote for my girlfriend. It's called "Let Me Drive." Well, she also helped write it, but I'll take credit for this one.
Yeah, give credit where credit's due, man. She's feeding you more than one thing. Sorry, keep it clean.
Yeah. We both knew I was rough around the edges. Another bucket of rust, damn sure wouldn't pass inspection. You could see through the floor and bullet holes in the door. Not much worked on me anymore, but you got me running fine. Girl, you done it this time. You wanna pedal through the floorboard, fall in love floorboard, the edge of that bench seat. Rubber on the asphalt, it's your own damn fault. Fall in love with me. Went from hell in heels to hell on wheels, and put a dent right in my heart of steel. Truth is, baby, you said you wanted crazy, so let me drive. Let me drive. These old high beams were starting to dim, till we danced right in front of them, on the side of that back road to that blown out stereo. We could crank that down and drive for miles till there ain't much tread left on these tires. But girl, you keep me from running on wires. So you wanna pedal through the floorboard, fall in love floorboard, the edge of that bench seat. Rubber on the asphalt, it's your own damn fault. Falling in love with me. Went from hell in heels to hell on wheels, and put a dent right in my heart of steel. Truth is, baby, you said you wanted crazy, so let me drive. Let me drive. I was driven too hard and sold for parts till this junked out piece of yard art stole your heart. 'Cause you wanna pedal through the floorboard, fall in love floorboard, the edge of that bench seat. Rubber on the asphalt, it's your own damn fault. Falling in love with me. You went from hell in heels to hell on wheels, put it in right in my heart of steel. The truth is, babe, you said you wanted crazy. Yeah, the truth is, baby, you fell in love with crazy. So let me drive. Let me drive.
Rock on, dude. I hadn't heard that one, man. I must have missed that one on your TikTok. I did go through your TikTok though, just listening to stuff, man, and I just I hadn't heard that one, man. That's good. That's good. Like what inspired that? I mean, you and Danny wrote that one together, so it's just
Yeah, she gave me a couple lines and stuff for it, but like what kind of inspired it was she's always like whenever I would drive, she's kind of like a backseat driver in a way. And I was talking to her and I'm like, you drive me freaking crazy. And then I thought about it a couple days later and I'm like, huh. Let Me Drive. Like that'd be a good idea for a song. And then I thought back to that conversation,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that would be a good way to spin it. Like, let's work on it.
Yeah. It's awesome how inspiration comes sometimes, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
when it hits you like that, you just know it's right. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I like that, dude. I'm telling you, that's one you should release pretty soon. It's upbeat and it's catchy and people can relate to it 100%. Which I haven't heard anything that you've written that people can't relate to date. To date. Like, so keep it up, bro. 100%. So let's talk a little bit about that though. Let's talk about style, because you're a little bit unique in the fact that, like, if you listen to Don't Close the Door or Don't Shut the Door, um if you've got two versions of it released. You've got your acoustic version, which I'm sure you're probably going to do tonight. I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
And then and then you have one that you've done with a full band type feel, and it's a little bit different style, man. Like, so let's go into style. Like, what describe your musical style?
I don't know. Like, I don't really have a style. I kind of take influences from everybody and just kind of mush it into whatever I'm writing at the time. Like, I can write something like authentic, like 90s country sounding, or I can write something like Austin Snell or Colby Cooper. Like, it's just kind of whatever mood I'm in, like, or whatever the song turns out to be. Because, like, I wrote Don't Shut the Door, and, like, immediately after I was done, I'm like, I could hear some, like, really hard rocking guitar
Yeah,
on this. And,
yeah, definitely.
and once I started working with the guys with Oak Avenue Recording and their whole project and stuff, they wanted me to work on that song and stuff, and I'm like, they did the demo, and I'm like, holy crap! Like, this is exactly what I had in my head.
Yeah.
Like, it's exactly like spot on, exactly what I wanted, and I mean, it's just kind of whatever mood the song feels like. I'll I'll kind of just like form it around there. So I don't really have too much of like.
So we'll just call your style Adamonics.
Pretty much. That's pretty
We'll
much
just
the
call it
best.
Adamonics. Like, no, seriously. What's funny is I was just literally thinking about this dude, and he popped in. If nobody follows Brother Joe, you guys need to give
Brother
him a follow.
freaking Joe. What's up?
So Brother Joe is amazing. I've had some pretty good deep conversations with him, and the more I talk to him, the more I want to be a part of that man's life. Like, he's amazing. So if you guys don't follow Brother Joe, grab him up. He's in here. Brother Joe comments so everybody can grab you up, brother. I've seen a lot of other people in here. Another good person to follow that is very heavy and diverse in the music industry is M Boudreaux. That's my girl. That's my sister. So grab her up too, y'all. So I had to give that little shout out, man. People, we got to make everybody feel like they're welcome still, because I know this is not a normal TikTok live. It's more of a kind of podcast show done on TikTok, but I still want to make some people feel like we're at least acknowledging them. The old school TikTok creator of me, right? So go kind of still sticking along the same lines of style. Like, you kind of you talked a little bit about it. I mean, you touched on your themes. You know, your themes are really more like you mix more genre. You can mix genres together. Like, you can. Oh, we're about to end in like 5 minutes. There we go. Okay, sorry, I had to do that little puzzle piece thing. I don't know why it's saying 5 minutes, because I actually set it for 15 minutes over. So we might be losing time here. So let's go ahead and get Don't Shut the Door done, because that is your released EP, and we want people to go out and grab it up.
Yo. This is the one that kind of got me where I'm at today. Yeah, Brother Joe's gonna sing along. I was thinking front porch rocking right next to you, not a bar stool back in a corner of the room. I was thinking ringing a box on one knee, not all mine, packed and thrown in the street. Don't shut the door on me. I can't go back to that misery. I got a bottle waiting on the top shelf. One more shot will send me to hell. Drive my truck around a tree. Said you never give up on me, baby. Don't shut the door on me. Absolutely, boo. I was thinking moonlight and stars shine, not hate and despair in your eyes. All I wanted was a midnight kiss, not I hate you coming off your lips. Don't shut the door on me. Can't go back to that misery. I got a bottle waiting on the top shelf. One more shot will send me to hell. Grab my truck around a tree. Said you never give up on me, baby. Don't shut the door, don't shut the door, don't shut the door on me. Can't go back to that misery. Don't shut the door on me. Oh, can't go back to that misery. Got a bottle waiting on the top shelf. One more shot will send me to hell. Drive my truck around a tree. You gave up on me, baby. And you shut the door on me. You shut the door on me.
Dude, I don't think I could close this show out any better. That song just resonates with a lot of people, man. It's just genuine country, man. It just like, and the fact that you can actually turn that into like, if you guys have not gone out and you downloaded this song, there's two versions of it, and you need to get both because they are different, 100%. And I'm telling you right now, you're not going to regret it. Go out, download it, stream it. This song right here is it. This guy's ticket, man. I'm telling you. So I look forward to seeing more from you, Adam. I look forward to being a part of your life and your career, and
Absolutely.
just being somebody there that you can lean on, man. That's why I'm here, man. So I appreciate you coming on the show. I appreciate you sharing your music with us and some of your life. And give us. I tell you what, man. I think was it November, like November, No Shave November, like Men's Health Month, right? I'm kind of thinking maybe I think I got one or two spots left in November, man. I think I might want to bring you back. You down for that?
Heck yeah. Let
Like
me know a
I
day.
I feel like your music resonates with especially a lot of men going through some mental stuff, and um I I don't know all your story. I know a little bit, but I know enough to know that I think men's month, November, mental health. I think it's a great month to bring you back, man. If you're down,
Absolutely.
let's do it. I'll hit you up and it'll be my first repeat for sure. But I think it's worth it, man. And I think what you have in your style and your writing abilities, it really resonates with a lot of men. And I feel like that men's health month might be a good time. Like, so yeah, let's do that, man. Let's do that.
It's not for me, it's for other people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you and I've talked about it before, man. Music is healing, man, and and at the end of the day, it's not about secular Christian. It's about good music. Like if that music is healing people and helping people get through things in life, and that's good music. Like so, and I'm here for it all day long, 100%. So I know we got about 4 minutes left. I don't really, I mean, I have some more questions, but it was weird that I got that notice so early because I actually set it like 15 minutes over. It's weird, but we'll get through it. Again, so I want to tell everybody right now, next week is up in the air on a show. Right now I have nobody scheduled. I have one that I could have scheduled. But I've got a lot going on in my life too, and because of mental health, I think I might just take a break for a week. But I do have Haley Jones. Haley Jones coming up on the 18th. If you guys want to check her out, I've the live event is created. I've sent it out to a bunch of people. If you have it, share it out, please. She's Christian. She does Christian, and she's a very lovely young lady, and she remixes. She does like songs that she turns into gospel. So it's kind of cool, and she's very energetic, very so. Anyways, week after next, the 18th, when I've got her on, I'm gonna have Adam back in November, guys. If you're sitting there right now watching this show, round of applause for Adam, and we're gonna have him back in November for Men's Health Month for sure.
Absolutely. And I appreciate you having me. I appreciate the 13 people in here coming in to hang out. And
really, that's actually deceptive because it's I don't know. It's deceptive. Like I every live I've done so far, I've shut it down, and there's been like 500-600 people. Like this little counter thing at the top of the screen is never right.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, bless you, brother. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for sharing some of your story. Thanks for sharing your music. And I look forward to getting to know you better and being more a part of your life and just being that person that you can lean on if you need to. So,
absolutely.
I know you got Danny for sure, but it always helps to have somebody in the industry that you can lean on for advice and things of that nature. So,
absolutely.
Appreciate you coming on, man. God bless, and we will see you soon.
We'll see you, man.
All right, man. Take it easy.
You too.